Live from WCBC Newton, it's time for First Stop. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. here at Boston College as usual. Today we have a great show for you, jam-packed as always.
In today's podcast, we have our special guest, our chief sports analyst, Sam. How's it going, Samuel?
Thanks for having me back.
Of course, love to have you. We also have some massive updates on the First Stop media team at the end of the show. As always, let's start with sports. Jacob, lead us off.
There's been a lot of news in the NBA this past week. We're going to start in Golden State. So there's been a lot of beef going on between KD and Draymond Green. Can you break down what's going on in Golden State, Sam?
Of course. So a couple nights ago, the Warriors were playing the Clippers. It was a very close game. I think the Warriors were down 2 with like 10 seconds left. Draymond, stubborn as he is, gets the ball and doesn't pass it. And Durant is obviously, since he's the best player, demanding the ball. Draymond goes up the court, tries to take it like 1-on-3, turns it over. They have an altercation in the game, and then it carries into the locker room after. And KD was obviously demanding the ball because he's the best player. He wanted to take the last shot, give the team the best chance to win. And then what happened was Draymond, he took that super personal. He called out KD's willingness to test free agency next summer, and he basically said, like, we won before without you, so we don't need you.
Wow.
So he took it to a next level. Like, most times with, like, championship teams, they'll go through, like, rough patches here and there.
Yeah.
And, like, players, like you saw with Chris Paul and James Harden last year,
yeah.
It's just, like, something that happens. But this Draymond kind of took it to that next level.
Yeah. I think I predicted in one of the first few podcasts that Golden State will fall apart after this year because they're going for their third ring. And I think, with the Bulls in, like, 96, in the 90s, they only last like with 2-3 year spans.
Yeah.
I think it's just getting too easy for the Warriors at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Steph stays. I think Klay stays. I think it's either Draymond or KD. That's my prediction.
That leaves?
Who's leaving?
Wow, yeah. I mean, I could see, because I think Steph said, Golden State is his home or whatever, that area. So it's like, okay, so he's definitely staying.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see, I was going to say, I could see Klay leave and just try to, like, make a name for himself like Kyrie did with the Cavs.
True.
I could see it.
Right? Because, I mean, like, he's always in the shadow of Steph.
And Draymond and KD.
Yeah, that's the thing. So he's always just been there.
Plus, it's impossible to keep everyone with, like, the salary cap restrictions.
Exactly.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, they're all going to want their money somehow, and they're at the end of the day, they're playing for themselves. You know, they've got their rings. It's like,
exactly.
All right, how am I going to best advance my career?
Right.
I mean, there's been some speculation that he might go to the Lakers.
Who?
Klay Thompson.
Really?
Wow.
That he would sign with that, but I don't see Klay Thompson as that type of player.
I see him going to the East, to be honest. If you want a challenge and you want to make a name for yourself, you go to the East. At this point in time.
Yeah.
And I can see that. So the Warriors lost currently to the Bucks and to the Clippers. What is their record currently?
And then the Rockets.
Yeah, right. So,
team,
so
they're definitely not performing as well as they did last year. But I think it's because they know that in the regular season they can do what LeBron does. They can walk during the regular season, and then postseason comes and it's time
flip
to
a switch.
exactly go 100.
Well, and also if you could also jockey with like placement too. If you start like for in the regular season you jockey with placement for the finals, then you can like really shine. Because if you get a top seed or even that mid tier seed, you're really projected to do well in those finals. So I know Tyronn Lue wanted to do that, lose certain games. Well, you can't really control how many losses, but you can at least try to control and then get placed differently. So
like what they did last year was they kind of had the feeling that Houston was just going to end up with the 1 seed the way they were playing. So they kind of gave up on getting the top seed in the West, and instead what they did was just focus on staying healthy and getting ready for the playoffs, and it worked out for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think about like LeBron's performance currently in the Lakers? Obviously, some people are like, he's not doing as well as he was. Do you think this is the start of his decline?
No, because like 2 nights ago he put up 44, and he I think that was the same game that he finished 5th in the all-time scoring list in NBA history. So like that should be a sign for everyone out there just that that's just like, all right, he's still here.
Yeah.
And it always takes time adapting to playing with new teammates. He's playing, obviously, in a new conference. He's never played in the West before. It'll take time adjusting to playing with all the new guys, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the last person we should be worried about.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, last year he carried maybe one of the worst like supporting casts of all time to the finals. So like we've seen him do it before, and last night's game or 2 nights ago showed us why we should still believe in him.
Speaking of like on the decline, Melo is gone.
Yeah.
And talk about like going from like the Nuggets to the Knicks, and then now like doing subpar at in the Rockets. It's like, okay, what are your thoughts on Melo?
It's disappointing because 2-3 years ago he was putting up like 22 points a game. He was still one of the top scorers in the league, and now there are some guys who are saying he should go play overseas in China.
Yeah,
like, he's just not good enough. Didn't you say that on one of Cowherd shows?
I think that it's tough because I think that Carmelo. I mean, it might be a hot take, but Carmelo maybe should just retire. I mean, he's 35. I mean, there's no shame in doing that.
Right.
And also, if you retire now, you can still remember all the golden age with the Nuggets, with the Knicks, instead of him just being a washed-up player who's played for 7 different teams in his last 5 years.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's tough because Carmelo has always been a offensive player. He's been not a pass-first player, but like a shooter attacker. And I don't think that kind of player really works in the NBA right now. It's more of a pass first. Everybody's shooting, not just one guy.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
Yeah. And he's a liability defensively.
Absolutely.
So if he's not giving you anything on the defensive end and he's not doing what he does normally on the offensive end, then why is he,
Why is he doing?
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
Our roommate, Wajdi Woolsocks Ahmed, he said that he was like, he's not the player he was before. He's just definitely like not the player from the Nuggets and the Knicks. Like what he did on the Knicks was different. Now he's just not. And I think Woolsocks articulated that. He was like, he should retire. I mean, he's made $250 million. He's made bank. I mean, the Hawks bottom out after like a few weeks or something like that. It's like crazy how much money this man's made. So I think he'll probably retire. What are your thoughts about like them taking down all the banners like right now? Like they were taking down a lot of the banners outside of Rocket Stadium. They were just like tearing them down like quite aggressively actually. And Wajdi showed me a video. He's like, I don't know what I think about this, but they're tearing down all the banners of him and stuff like that.
Wow.
It's like wow,
like
totally parting ways. Totally parting ways. Yeah.
I mean, it's a good. I mean, because they were struggling with him.
Yeah,
I mean, they were projected to be like a top 3 guaranteed team, and I don't think they're in the top 3 right now. So I think that to get them just out of their system, I mean, at the end of the day, the NBA is a business.
Yeah,
it's no hard feelings.
No, that's the thing.
And it's not. I mean, the Thunder they basically paid Melo to like not play.
Yeah. Right.
So they bought him out, and they sent him to the Hawks for free, basically.
Right. No, it's crazy.
There's no shame in admitting like you just don't have it anymore. The game's changed, and obviously he's had a great career, but
exactly.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk that he might go to the Lakers. The Lakers might pick him up.
Everyone's going to the Lakers.
And I think that'd be probably the worst move the Lakers could do to add Carmelo.
I mean, who knows? I mean, they need help. The Lakers are so young, and they need LeBron. So maybe like a veteran player like Melo could do something. I mean,
that's what I was saying earlier, that the Lakers need another like A grade player, A-, and Carmelo is like a B-, I think, because he's just not performing well. Granted, LeBron can get anybody to play with him because that's LeBron.
Minus. Yeah, it's plus minus. It's
but
crazy.
I think it would I don't think it would work. I don't know.
Yeah. They go way back too.
Yeah.
I was also hearing there was some interest from Miami too. So and obviously D Wade's there. So like, I mean, I honestly don't think he's gonna retire. I think either LA or Miami is gonna pick him up.
Yeah.
Just for East Carmelo.
Sixers.
Like Philly too maybe.
Wow. I mean, honestly, like they're trying to become the juggernaut.
Yeah.
Got Butler, Embiid, Simmons, and then Melo.
I mean,
I don't think Melo would add that much though.
No. Yeah.
He's like what I was saying last week. He's like a name brand player, right?
Yeah.
Like his name sounds good, but he's not the type. He's not playing
especially
up to
now.
what his name used to mean.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
I mean, the Sixers need a point guard? Is that kind of like because they have who
Fultz is a bust.
Yeah, Fultz is a bust. His
Fultz is awful.
Yeah, his free throw shots are like
it
look
changes
like
every night. Did you?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it looks like me shooting a ball. Like it's atrocious. I mean, it's
Eric,
really just bad.
Give yourself some credit. You're not that bad.
Okay, that's true. Maybe
Fultz,
not that bad.
Last night, I don't know if you saw the video, but he shot it, but it was going back and forth. Like he was balancing it in between both
jeez.
hands.
What the heck?
And then he just like pushed it.
Oh my
And
god.
in the night, like a couple of games before that, he went like this, like a Shaquille O'Neal free throw, and just paused, and everyone thought he shot it, so they all went into the.
Oh
thing.
yeah, right. He paused
And
and
then,
then shot.
it's just so messed up. Like he needs a
You can't
shooting coach.
overthink it like that with shooting. You
Like
can't-
what? Haven't you? It's like haven't you trained your whole life to like shoot the ball from the free throw? Like why are you trying to learn how to do it now?
That shoulder injury, it screwed him all up.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know. I think so. I think he had like fluids drained in his shoulder.
Oh man.
And then it was pretty serious. And then he missed up a
Jeez.
lot of time last year. And then once that happened, he probably started like second guessing himself.
God.
But yeah, he hasn't found it since.
No.
So.
Wow. What are your thoughts on the Celtics? They won last night against the Raptors.
Big game.
You were there.
I was there with my brother. Went to overtime. Kyrie's. I was saying it was Kyrie's best game as a Celtic.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
honestly might have been his best game, the best game I've ever seen him play too.
Jeez.
Just like utterly controlling the game, like from both standpoints, passing and scoring. So he had like, I think he ended with 43 points and 11 assists on 18 for 26 from the floor.
Wow.
And the efficiency is the thing that like not surprises me but impresses me the most because I don't know, most times when guys drop like 45 points, they're doing it on like 50 shots and shooting like 30% from the field. Kyrie shot like 75% from the field.
Jeez.
It was a huge
Wow.
win because we were kind of like not struggling but not living up to the expectations.
Right.
So that's the one that could turn it all around.
Right. Do you think that they still now have a shot? I know you're a little bit biased, but do you think
Oh,
they
of
still
course.
have a shot to beat some of the big teams in the East, the Pacers, Bucks,
Definitely.
and well, obviously Raptors, but like in the finals?
For sure.
Think they finally got the chemistry together, you think?
I think it's a little bit more time.
Yeah, more time for sure. But I mean, last night they showed a lot of improvement from obviously they went 1-4 on that road trip and
Yeah.
it just looked awful. But the more games they play, the more time they play together,
Mhm.
the better it's gonna get.
Yeah,
So.
because I mean, every single player on the Celtics is in individual is just amazing.
Yeah,
I think
the
they have
talent's there.
They have the best starting five in the league, I think.
I would,
Well, Golden State.
after the Warriors, I would probably agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say Golden
The
State.
Warriors.
Yeah, come on, Jacob.
I'm just trying to make hot takes out here.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
He-
Them or
Yeah, I mean you could argue it though.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
curious because last year with the Celtics, with Hayward out and then Kyrie was out for a little bit,
Yeah.
and you saw Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum really develop,
Mhm.
and now they're kind of in the backlight with Hayward back and Kyrie back.
Mhm.
Right.
Do you think the Celtics should make any moves with their roster, like get rid of Hayward
No.
and let Jaylen and
Yeah, that's what I've heard that too. People are
You've
like,
heard
yeah,
it?
get rid of
There's
Hayward.
been some rumors.
He's like,
floating
yeah,
around.
they should be a seventh man, not a sixth man.
Yeah,
Like, just bench him.
No, I don't, because the year before he got hurt, he was an all-star in Utah, and he carried that team to the playoffs, and I think he averaged like 24 points a game. Like, we're not seeing it now because he's coming back from that
Yeah.
like life-changing injury, but I think for them to like just make a move would be unnecessary because they've only played, I think they've played like 12 games together with everyone there as a team, so like
Yeah.
you don't really know. Maybe during like, I don't know, like during March, during like the trade deadline, they'll make a move. But the only move I would consider making is Terry Rozier,
Oh, really?
okay.
possibly because I think he'll be gone anyway in free agency.
Okay.
Just because there are teams who need point guards, like
Yeah.
the Suns and the Magic, teams like that,
Yeah.
and there are teams that are going to pay big money to have him.
Right.
And the Celtics won't be able to pay everyone. So I think if there's one guy that they'll consider trading to get like value in return
Mhm.
instead of letting walk, I'd say it'd be Rozier.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. What would that do to the Celtics then? Would they need to fill that gap of a good point guard?
Well, they got
They
Smart.
got
and
Marcus
Smart. He got
Smart.
Smart for a long time. And he's really good.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so they signed him this offseason for like 4 years.
Okay.
So he'd be their guy. And then I would probably say they'll get like a young guy in return, maybe along with like a first round pick. Hopefully they get a first round pick.
Wow.
So if they get a pick in return for Rozier and like another young guy,
Yeah.
they'll draft like someone who would fill Rozier's role.
Okay.
So for this season it would just be Smart.
Yeah.
And they have other guys to.
Yeah, I
plug
saved
into.
I saved something on Instagram. I found something that was it says like projections for who's going to be able to like pick in the NBA draft. Maybe I didn't save it. It's kind of a loss. But it was like Celtics were like I think 8th. So ESPN projected like who they're expecting to get like the
okay.
picks. And they said Celtics 8th. I think they said Magic first. Or no, Spurs first and
Oh,
then
really?
Magic.
So like a mock draft?
Yeah, like a mock draft. So, I mean that yeah, you could see that.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of guys that it's a really talented class obviously.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys that you can pick up in the draft that would just be steals.
Yeah.
I I'm so jealous of your front office.
It's
like
incredible.
Chicago, I'm sure in Cleveland.
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh,
Like Danny Ainge is unreal. How he's be able to steal all these draft picks,
Mm.
and they were in the
Their
Eastern
strategy is
Conference
there.
Finals.
Their
It's
strategy is
unbelievable.
there
He's
now.
unreal.
That's
He's
you
a
have
genius.
to figure that out.
He's so smart.
this
Right.
team was, they finished as a 12th seed in the East. That was 4 years ago,
Wow.
and ever since then, it's insane the moves he's made to like, kind of like just transform the culture has always been there, but like it's insane. Like, there was a trade. Do you remember the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett trade?
That was a steal.
It
That
was
was a
like
big steal.
the heist of like the biggest heist in NBA history.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Because for what Pierce and KG were, the Nets got like 2 years of like a healthy Pierce and healthy KG, and they didn't do anything in the playoffs. And the Celtics, the picks that they got from the Nets turned into Kyrie, they turned into Jaylen Brown, and they turned into Jason Tatum.
Wow.
So like look
Yeah.
at it that way. It's Ainge has been an absolute mastermind.
Wow. No, that's jeez.
They've been like 3 for 3 in the draft. Like usually it's like every 3 years you get that one star, but they've been getting stars every single year.
Right.
They've been getting the winner of the draft every single year.
Their front office has done an
crazy.
unbelievable job.
Yeah.
Mm.
After a quick music break, we're going to come back with our own mock draft. There's going to be plenty of hot takes, especially from Jacob. So keep it locked and rocking here on WZBC.
Welcome back to First Stop. In this segment, we are going to be doing a mock NBA draft. There's been news that this year's All-Star game, last year there was 2 teams. It was LeBron and Steph, and they picked their players behind closed doors. But this year they're considering doing a live draft. So we're going to do our own live draft right now, and this might reveal our top players and our favorites in the league. So we'll do a random generator right now. So first pick in the 2018 First Stop draft.
Drum roll.
Hold on, this thing is...
Jacob, what are you doing, man?
Good energy, Eric.
Yep, thanks, Jacob.
All right, the first pick is... how perfect. Jacob.
Oh, wow.
Definitely
is
not.
System rigged?
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
think it's
Second
kinda
pick
rigged.
in the draft.
Second pick.
Let's do it again.
You killed the vibe.
Sam.
All right.
Wow.
And then Eric with the third pick.
Obviously. All right.
Okay, I think a lot
So
of you guys know...
just starting fives, right?
Let's do starting 5 and 6 man.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
All right.
All right, no surprise here. I will be taking LeBron.
Wow. That's all I have to say on that one.
That's incredible.
Very surprising.
Hot take there.
A hot take.
Sam, who you taking?
You know, I'm leaning Durant.
You want Durant?
No.
Whoa.
Don't follow. Don't
Is
follow
that
that.
signed yet?
Don't
Is that
check that in
signed?
yet. I didn't sign my ballot. But after what happened with Draymond, I'm kind of.
We're doing raw talent.
Raw
Let's
talent.
do raw talent.
Okay,
Raw,
that's
raw
fair.
talent.
Okay.
Thanks, Jacob, for the emphasis.
I'm gonna go with Anthony Davis.
I like it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Eric?
And I'll go with Kevin Durant.
Okay. I'll take Giannis.
I like that.
Of course.
Give me Steph.
Okay.
Take James Harden.
Wow, you would.
Wow. Gotta build a team. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I'll take...
Who you thinking, Jacob? Who you thinking?
The clock's ticking.
Yeah. 5 seconds.
I'll take Karl Anthony Towns.
Yes.
I'll take Karl Anthony Towns.
Did you not? You wanted him?
No, I wanted someone else. I'm gonna take Kawhi.
Kawhi, two-way player. He's going on both ends of the floor.
I'm doing Kevin Love.
Kevin Love.
I love
with
him.
your
I'm doing Kevin Love.
wait. Did you is that a final?
Yeah, that's a final. I've always wanted to have Kevin Love on my team, dude.
Okay.
He's actually not bad.
What's going on?
Okay, yeah,
Kevin
he's
Love.
okay on the list. He's 37.
What's your argument?
Solid
You
two-way player.
You picked him above Klay Thompson. You picked him
Yeah.
above Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
Chris Paul,
Yeah.
Al Horford,
Right.
Oladipo. All right.
Solid two-way player.
Solid two-way player. All right.
Is injured a lot, but when he's not injured, he is a very solid player. His performance in all the finals has been solid that he's played. Obviously, when he's not injured. I just like Kevin
Eric,
Love.
I love you to death, but I just don't see eye to eye with you on this one.
Yeah, I definitely think Kevin Love is the best pick.
You're rejuvenating Love's career.
I have Harden,
He's
Durant,
not Minnesota
Love.
Love.
He's not in Minnesota, Eric.
He's not.
Well, I mean, 2016 Finals, Cavs, very solid
That's 2
player.
years
Again,
ago.
past,
True.
Eric, you're living in the past.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking towards the future by living in the past.
Wow.
Very philosophical.
Try.
Let's bring back on Gerard.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Next
All right. I'm sorry, Sam. I'm gonna be taking Kyrie.
Can I head up?
one.
Am I up?
Yeah.
All right, so I got a small forward. I got a point guard. Can you go?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're using a thing from Washington Post ranking the top 100 players for those at home. Really cool chart. Who are you thinking?
This is probably my toughest pick of the night.
A lot of tough players.
Yeah, a lot of really tough, fundamentally sound players. Two-way players too. What's my time limit at?
You have 5 seconds.
Oh, okay.
10. We'll do 10 seconds.
It's 5 seconds.
Give me Victor Oladipo.
Oh, I was gonna take
Ooh.
Depot.
Oh.
Oh.
Shouldn't have taken Kyrie from me, Jacob.
Depot. Dang. All right.
Oh, I like that. Mr. Hot Take over here. What do we
Yep.
got?
I love hot takes. I'm going to probably go with Draymond Green.
I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I like
He's improved on offense.
There's your leader too.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. True. Yeah, you're right. Oh, James Harden.
What?
As a leader.
You think?
Yeah, over all 4 of them.
Like Draymond's gonna be your like spiritual leader.
Yeah.
The guy who's gonna give the pump up.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right. Who's next? Jacob.
Yeah. This is gonna be the 5th spot in our starting 5.
It's a big one.
Nope.
He's a bad man.
Oh.
He's a killer.
All right.
Damian Lillard.
I like that.
Wow.
Big fan. All right. I like that.
Sam.
This is where it gets tough. Wait. Did nobody pick Embiid? Give me Embiid.
Whoa.
Yeah, give me
That's
Embiid.
a steal. That's a steal.
Yeah. I'll take Embiid. Wow.
I will take
Oh.
Russell Westbrook.
I was just gonna say
I'm
I'm
gonna
surprised he's fallen. this
destroy
much.
this.
Yeah, he's definitely
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, Russell Westbrook. I mean, that's not a hot take. I mean,
Especially for the 15th overall pick, 14th overall pick. You know, I'm surprised no one picked him earlier. Jim.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's so true. I mean, we kind of went down the row on this thing. But besides that, I just got a text from a correspondent, Kevin Love. He is great when his arms are not in slings and his ankles aren't broken. See, that's the thing. Is like, yeah, he's always injured, and I get that. But when he's not injured, he's not a bad player.
But you have to take into account when he is injured, which is a lot of the time.
I don't know. He had a very long string with the Cleveland Cavaliers where he was not injured. Yeah, Minnesota was like, okay, he was always injured.
No, Minnesota was when he was best.
Yeah, I mean, probably. I don't know.
I mean, that's your Cleveland love. Just
I know it probably is
taking over your
yeah.
reasoning. It's like in philosophy, the rational over the appetitive part of your mind. You're being appetitive right now.
I'm being very
but
appetitive.
it's okay. It's your team, and you can pick it how you want.
All right, so here are the teams. Sam has.
We got a 6-man. We got one bench player.
Okay.
It's okay.
All right, and your 6-man.
Probably the most versatile 6-man there is. He will fit on any roster. I'm taking Klay Thompson.
Didn't someone already grab Klay Thompson? No.
Thompson?
Wow.
He will fill that role nicely.
Surprised no one picked Klay Thompson.
Sam, who you taking?
Oh, this is tough. Give me Paul George.
Paul George, I like
Sure.
that.
So that's solid.
He'll lock down Klay Thompson. So there's your matchup play.
Get that height. Eric?
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle, okay.
He did well last night. He looked solid last night.
He looks solid, yeah.
Yeah.
Starting 5, my team will be Kyrie at point, Damian Lillard at the 2, Giannis at the 3, LeBron at the 4, Karl Anthony Towns at the 5. I got Thompson coming off the bench.
Wow.
Sam, who you put in each spot for your team? Point guard, shooting guard.
Point, I'm gonna throw Steph in there. Not bad, the greatest 3-point shooter of all time. I'm gonna go Victor Oladipo at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, Anthony Davis at the 4, and Joel Embiid at the 5, and then Paul George is coming off my bench. So,
Eric?
Yeah, so I a very solid team. No hot takes. KD,
A little wasted.
Harden.
There might be a wasted pick in there.
no, go by position. Go by position.
Yeah.
Point guard.
Point guard. I'd probably put. Oh boy. Oh jeez, I don't really have many point guards. Kyle Lowry's the 6-man.
You can put him wherever you want.
That's true. I tell you, yeah, true. Kyle Lowry at point guard.
Okay.
3-point Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Sure.
Harden.
At the 2, shooting guard?
At the 2, yeah,
okay.
probably.
Okay.
Power
Who's your power forward? Are you bringing Kevin Love
Love or
onto
Draymond,
starting
right?
5?
I didn't put Westbrook anywhere. Probably put Westbrook somewhere in there.
Westbrook at the 4.
I mean,
positionless basketball. Positionless basketball.
I mean,
Sure. So
yeah,
He gets rebounds.
is Love or
I
Draymond
think Love will be on the bench. I will admit that. Love will
Okay.
definitely be on the bench.
Okay.
He's definitely the 6-man. I picked him 3rd. Yeah. Wow, that is a team.
So I think Jacob, our teams would exploit his lineup.
Absolutely. Taking Russell Westbrook and putting him on that team with all those egos. Russell Westbrook didn't want Durant, or he's happy Durant left. That's why Durant left, because Westbrook was so much of a ball hog. Carmelo and Paul George were not really that active. I mean, Paul George is still there, but I don't know. I don't see Russell Westbrook fitting in nicely with those guys. Kevin Durant and James Harden would be perfect. Throwback to when OKC had Westbrook, Harden, and Durant.
Oh man.
Wow.
What could have been?
Draymond Green.
Yeah.
I think you guys got like a lot of tenacity.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think Sam's talking about like personalities. Embiid, Steph, Kawhi. That's some personalities on your team.
I think Steph likes to share the ball. Steph was like
Steph's a great
Durant
team
come to.
Steph and Kawhi are both very good team players.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then,
Embiid's my guy that's just gonna be a troll. He'll fire
yeah.
off some tweets after games.
Yeah.
He'll talk a lot of trash, but other than
Honestly.
that, my team's gonna get the job done.
He'll bring the energy.
and then Jacob. Okay, LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron, Kyrie. Bringing back that.
I like it.
That's pretty
You
solid
have a
team.
good team, Jacob.
Klay Thompson. Yeah, I get that. Outside. Smart.
Jacob, I really like our teams.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Me too. We all do.
Yeah.
Jeez. So, I took LeBron first overall. I think LeBron is the greatest of all time. Where does he stand? He just reached fifth in scoring, right?
Yep.
Of all time.
All time.
Yep.
Where do you guys think he stands in terms of all-time great?
Sam.
I would definitely say he's. It's tough. It's tough because he's still playing at such a high level. You don't know how much longer he's gonna go, but
Right.
I would say right now he's already in the top 10
Yeah.
Would you say top 5?
for sure. Yeah, I would say top 5 too.
Okay. Top 5.
It's tough. I don't know because his numbers are. I think he's gonna finish with most points all time. He'll
Okay.
be top 10 in rebounds, top 10 in assists. Like no one's ever done that. I would disagree with the statement saying he's the greatest of all time. I would say he's the best player of all time, all around.
Okay.
I like to think of greatest just in terms of like
Achievements.
like
Acclimates.
like playoff performances, clutch records, like
Okay.
big shots, stuff
Okay.
like that. And I think no one beats MJ in that regard.
Okay.
But in terms of like just numbers, like athleticism, like all around ability,
Greatest player, okay.
great
I like that.
best player.
So
LeBron's
legendary status versus like a solid stat line is basically what you're saying, right? Like MJ
Well,
has that legendary
I think he's
status.
still. I think LeBron's still legendary.
Yeah, he still is. I'm not taking that away from him because he's won championships. Like he's made to 8 straight finals.
That's true.
But like in terms of getting the job done,
Yeah.
like no one's better than MJ.
Yeah.
And no one's in terms of playoff performances at least.
Who else
Like-
is in that top 5?
I would throw Bill Russell in there because he won 11 championships and he's like the most dominant big man of all time.
Mhm.
Kareem could be in there too.
Yeah.
Magic
Russell and
Johnson.
Kareem. Magic could be thrown in there.
Yeah.
LeBron and MJ.
Mhm.
I would argue for Kobe Bryant too.
Kobe.
That's sometimes
Yeah,
an
that's a
unpopular
solid-
opinion. No, people forget about him though.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He kind of went on the wayside.
Yeah, he did.
You're right. You're right.
He did. He was unbelievable. But it's the common trend is like LA, Boston, basically.
yeah.
crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. No, LA's really dominant with that.
But yeah,
actually.
LeBron's definitely in the top 5 right now. And I mean, we'll see how many more years he plays. He could always,
Yeah.
you never know how far he's gonna go.
True.
Alrighty. So after a quick music break, we're going to be back with our headlines of the day.
Yes. Keep it locked and rocking here at WZBC. Welcome back. The following news headlines do not suggest a bias on behalf of WZBC or WVBC under any circumstances. The following is for educational purposes only. If any opinion is expressed in the following, they are not reflective of WZBC or WVBC respectively. Now for this week's headlines. On Friday, President Trump said that he answered written questions submitted by the Mueller probe, but has not yet submitted them. This development seems to be the next step in a probe that has gone beyond its expected final deadline of October 1st. Citing First Amendment and Fifth Amendment rights, a judge has ordered the Trump administration to return press credentials to CNN's Jim Acosta, who was revoked of his credentials after refusing to yield the floor at a press conference a few weeks ago. Michael Avenatti, the lawyer that brought forth allegations from Stormy Daniels against President Trump, as well as the third woman to come out against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh, has been arrested on domestic assault charges. In Florida, there's been a mess of a time trying to recount the Senate race and the gubernatorial race, where a judge blocked the Democrat running against Ron DeSantis, Andrew Gilliam, for asking again for a recount. Gilliam trails DeSantis by less than 0.5%, thus triggering a recount. DeSantis, endorsed by President Trump, is projected to win. On the Senate side, Republican and former Governor Rick Scott is trying to unseat incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson and is currently in the lead of the count with 0.2% of the vote lead. This reminds us all of the 2000 race where Florida was the closest watched race due to the, quote, hanging Chad fiasco that left presidential race unknown until much after Election Day. In foreign news, Brexit is back in the news again, with Theresa May's cabinet getting a reshuffle, where the Brexit secretary Dominic Raab resigned on Thursday over a proposed plan by May. She named Stephen Barclay as the new Brexit secretary. Additionally, Amber Runn returned to Theresa May's cabinet as work and pensions manager after threatening to resign over the proposed Brexit deal. The fiasco with May's cabinet reveals the divide within the Conservative Tory party leaving the EU, as over half believe that they must stay. May has shown that she will go through with her negotiated deal with the EU to follow through with the democratically passed 2016 referendum, now known as Brexit. The EU has taken authoritative actions against Italy who, due to their refusal to change their budget proposal, will be faced with either economic or travel sanctions. This comes after the new right-wing populist government, who has stood in opposition to Italy staying in the EU, has proposed a substantial increase in spending that would go beyond the EU-mandated deficit cap. This is definitely a story to watch in the next coming weeks. Finally, some funny news. A British reporter revealed that over 7,000 Brits are still watching, quote, telly in black and white, as they would say.
Dang.
With the newest TVs displaying 4K, 3D, curved screens, it's stunning to see how many people still have their favorite shows in black and white, said Jason Hill, licensing official with the British royal government.
Wow.
7,000 people still watching black and white.
I like black and white film. It makes it more, I don't know, Holmesy classic feel to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But it's kind of funny. I mean, they're actually kind of stunned about that because they're trying to change the way signal is reached, and they believe that it'll actually interrupt black and white. So the 7,000 people might be disaffected.
Oh no.
So.
And it's snowing. It's snowing here. Christmas is coming up. Watch
some black and white movies.
Yeah,
I agree.
What's the the classic one?
What a Wonderful Life.
Oh, Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart.
Isn't Jimmy Stewart in that?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of my favorite movies. It's definitely for Christmas. That's the one where the guy meets the angel.
Life, right?
Yeah. They pretend like he's not alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I like that one.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll be back after a quick music break. Just keep it locked and rocking.
Welcome back to First Stop. Because Sam's here, we're doing a sports special, so we're going to pick up sports again. Let's start with some NFL news. So there's things going on with Le'Veon Bell. I'm not really keeping up with the NFL. What's going on?
Yeah, so Bell had sat out all year up to like last week for like contract disputes, because what the Steelers were doing, they were giving him a franchise tag, which is it's like a temporary agreement for a contract if you don't agree to a long-term deal.
Okay.
So they would give Bell like probably $12 million a year for 1 year. And what Bell wanted was he wanted basically the long-term commitment from the Steelers. So he wanted like a 4-year, 5-year deal, and the Steelers weren't budging. So they wanted to like stay open-minded in terms of like their salary cap. So Bell decided to sit out the entire season. Because these contract disputes, and the deadline for him to come back and play was this past Tuesday, and he didn't show up to the facility, so he's gone for good.
He's gone.
Wow.
So he'll either get traded by the end of the year or he'll just walk in free agency.
Wow.
So it was a huge news story, but the interesting thing is, there was going to be backup James Conner, the second-year player from Pitt. He's stepped into Le'Veon Bell's role and has done better than what Bell is doing.
Oh, wow.
In years past.
That's huge for
so
him.
like the Steelers, they're kind of like,
At least there's no
all right.
loss there.
yeah, exactly. They, if anything, they gained it because
Got rid of all the
like kind of the
problems,
drama and
internal
stuff.
Problems, yeah.
And then Connor's obviously it's his second year in the league, so
Yeah.
they're set. But it was just an interesting development.
I'm surprised that he would like walk like that, because now your capital just dropped, right? Your status is gone. You're not playing for a whole year,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, what are you doing?
How good are you gonna be?
Exactly. Well, how good are you going to be, and how like desirable will you be?
Right.
You just
Exactly.
sat out a whole
Why
year.
would a team want to pick up a player who's going to just bring problems?
Yeah, right.
Bring problems and not play, like
Yeah.
on a talent level. Like who knows what happens in the off? Like
You never know.
Yeah.
It's a huge risk. But the ironic thing is, Bell was sitting out because of the money dispute.
Okay.
And meanwhile, he was losing 1.7 million for every game that he didn't play.
oh wow.
So in total, he lost this year by not playing. He lost $14 million
Jeez.
that he could have gained from the franchise tag.
Right.
So because he wanted a long-term deal. So like, I don't know. If you're arguing for Bell, it makes sense. He wants to stay healthy.
Yeah.
You know, like there's such a big risk for injury in the NFL.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, like Bell wanted the money, but then he's not, and by not playing, he's not getting his money.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
So take your franchise tag and then just go somewhere else in the offseason. You don't need to sit out the whole year. And
Right.
no one knows how good he is right now
No.
or what
no.
shape he's in. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's a shame.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of where he might go? Green Bay, Chicago.
Maybe. Yeah. Sure. The Bears might.
Hey,
take
Mitchell
him.
Trubisky is like the greatest quarterback of all time.
You think so?
No.
Oh. Okay. Charlie does.
There is a
does.
man. Yeah. We might bring him on the show.
We should actually bring him on the show. He's in my 8-man. Yeah.
A lot of hot takes.
A lot of hot takes.
I think he could potentially go to the Jets though.
Because what this Bleacher
Is that what
Report
it's saying?
article is saying is that he might go to the Jets because
Yeah.
they have the cap room.
They have the cap room and they need a running back, obviously.
Yep.
And New York's one of those markets that like players love to play for.
David will be happy.
Yeah.
Go Jets.
Yeah, that'd be a big move.
That actually would be. That's
Yeah.
huge. Yeah. That'd start upsetting things.
But like, what's interesting is last year, you guys know Todd Gurley.
Yeah.
He got like the largest contract ever for any running back in NFL history.
Right.
So that kind of set the bar for other running backs being like, all right, well, I want Todd Gurley money.
Right.
So when Le'Veon Bell hears from the Steelers that they're not going to give him like 4 years and like $12 million a year for what Gurley got, he's like, all right, well, I'm like that talented. I deserve this.
Yeah.
So it's just like two stubborn sides clashing.
Right.
Just never works out.
Bump up that price.
Yeah, honestly.
Exactly. Well, we have the Rams versus the Chiefs this week. Kind of the battle of the Titans.
Right.
What are your predictions?
So interestingly, it was originally going to be played in Mexico City to kind of grow the game on a different scale. But because of the altitude, it's like, I think it's double. In Mexico City, the altitude is double the altitude what it would be like in Denver.
Oh, wow.
Which is unbelievable. So like the Patriots played there
Jeez.
2 years ago against Oakland, and every 5 minutes there were guys going to the locker room because they
Needed
couldn't
oxygen
breathe.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
they needed oxygen. So now they decided to move the game back to LA, which obviously it favors the Rams. It's basically another home game for the Rams.
Yeah.
Two insanely high-powered offenses. I think AFC versus NFC, it could be a potential Super Bowl. Obviously, like both teams 8-1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Rams. Home field advantage. They're hot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it could go
Spread?
either
Do you have a
way.
spread?
Though. It could go either way.
Okay.
Spread. What do you know the odds right now?
Let's look them up.
It's probably very tight.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, yeah. Let's see, Rams, Chiefs. I don't know. They don't have any. I don't see any.
It's
let me see
probably
spread.
around like 5 points.
You think? Yeah.
Maybe.
Or probably.
I would go with the Rams though, because the thing with the Chiefs is that their offense is like, it's an unbelievable offense. They put up points against anyone, but their defense also lets up a lot of points. I think the Rams have a better defense.
Okay.
And they just match up. They just match up better, I think.
Yeah, I don't.
Did it say
I don't see.
go up?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 3.5 point underdogs.
So the
Chiefs.
Rams are favored by 3.5.
Okay.
So yeah, could go either way. But now that it goes from Mexico City, which is a neutral site, to LA, which is a home game for the Rams, obviously that's kind of a huge tipping point. But
What do the Chiefs have? What is their strength? Is it their offense? Is it their defensive skill?
Mahomes leading that offense.
Yeah, he's kind of a crazy kind of rookie.
It's an army.
It's Mahomes under center, and then it's the weapons on the outside. You have Kelsey, who's the top 3 tight end in the game. You have Tyreek Hill, who's the fastest receiver in the game, and then Kareem Hunt can just do it all. So that offense is just like as good as it gets.
Yeah.
And Mahomes has this year like maybe the best rookie season ever so far. Yeah, they have it all. Their defense isn't great though. I mean, if you look at the numbers, they allow points to everyone. I think the Browns scored like 24 on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always in games because the offense just outscores the other team, not because of the defense.
He's reminding me a lot of that Prescott season.
Yeah,
when Dak Prescott
the first
came out.
season.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's exciting. I mean, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, he's so fun to watch. So like, I mean, we've seen Dak kind of regress the last couple of years.
Exactly. That's what I'm hoping.
So
he keeps
hopefully,
it up.
right.
Yeah.
He's a talent for sure.
I mean, that's my pick for the Super Bowl winners or the Chiefs. I think just with
Really?
like
Over the Rams.
We're saying like 2 weeks ago, like offense. If you got a strong offense and you can just move downfield with ease, it's gonna make it a lot easier. So I think that's why I'm picking the Chiefs. I think.
Who would you pick in the NFC?
To
make it to the Super Bowl.
I don't know. I think. Are the Rams aren't in the?
No, they are.
They are.
Yeah.
So I'll do Rams Chiefs then.
Yeah, I mean.
Wow.
No, that's why this could
Only
potentially
teams
be
I follow
like
in the NFL: Browns, Chicago, and then whoever like the.
Yeah.
Last year was the Eagles.
I
Now it's the
respect
that.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's why this game could potentially be like a Super Bowl preview.
That's true.
I mean, it's very, very possible.
Yeah. What about the Saints?
Yeah, I mean they're rolling right now.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they beat the Rams like 2 weeks ago, and not many people are just talking about the Saints. But their team, their offense is like just as good, if not better.
Yeah. Breeze
Obviously,
is an unreal quarterback.
Breeze is insane.
Yeah.
Easy Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And then they got it kind of sucks. They got Des Bryant.
Yeah.
And then he tore his Achilles the first week of practice.
Right.
So that would have been huge for them because right now their receiving core, it's like Michael Thomas, and then the 2 and 3 guys just like aren't really there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just their running back duo is unreal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Saints have a better defense than the Chiefs.
Okay.
So that could factor into it. But I think the Rams could take it all the way this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here are the quick power rankings. Saints first. Chiefs moved up a spot to second. Rams third. Chargers fourth.
Chargers could.
Yeah,
make a
they're
move.
good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Patriots dropped to fifth. Steelers sixth. Panthers seventh. Vikings eighth. Chicago Bears 9 and Texans 10. And then the Browns moved up to 22nd. Let's go.
They're always in that 20, 25
Yeah, I know.
spot.
Yeah, it's better than.
Big
Yeah, I should
win
be
against
happy,
the Falcons, though. Yeah. I mean, they're not 1-8. They're not the Raiders.
They're not the Raiders, not the Jets, certainly not the 49ers.
No.
But, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
I mean, that was a big win over Atlanta last week for
it
them.
actually was. Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That was.
Obviously, we talked about Baker Mayfield's press conference last week. That was pretty funny. Like,
That was awesome.
Dangerous.
I woke up feeling dangerous.
That's what happens when you drink coffee.
That's what. Yeah, it's crazy, but
yeah, this year in the NFL, it's interesting because like normally in years past you would have the Patriots / the Steelers.
Yeah.
Here or there.
Yeah.
And then the NFC is kind of wide open. This year, like the whole league is wide open.
Wow.
Like the AFC is loaded this year with the Chiefs, the Pats, the Steelers.
Yeah.
And then you got even the Chargers who are just making a surge
games.
this
Yeah.
year. Yeah.
It's crazy.
So anything could happen.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah.
So for MLB, we had the awards. Obviously, that's kind of what the news is for MLB. Trades will obviously come later. MVP, Mookie Betts won.
Yep.
Pretty awesome. That's the 10th MVP for the Sox, right, in their franchise history. So it's pretty huge.
Yeah, big time.
Big time. Cy Young awards, everything like that. So
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on the awards?
Well, so Mookie, they won he had like the trio. He had the World Series title. He won MVP, and then he had a baby. Like 2 weeks
right,
after.
you're right.
Yeah.
He did have a
So
baby.
he had his first kid.
My God.
So that he's just like
He's on top of the
cloud
world.
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
for
week,
sure.
Yeah.
I mean, he batted 346 this year.
Wow.
He had 30 home runs and he stole 30 bases.
Yeah.
So like he put up numbers that's just like unheard of.
Yeah.
For
No,
someone
that's,
to like
that's crazy.
So that was and then Yelich won the NL MVP.
Yep.
Him and Baker are actually really good friends.
Yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
I don't know where that connection goes back, but like they're
I remember
always
hearing that. They're always talking.
And Baker shouted him out in his press conference
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So yeah, it was honestly the MVP awards and the Cy Young. It was kind of like as expected.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nothing really surprised me there. It's just like, yeah, we kind of knew who was gonna win them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some are saying that Trout's going to go to the White Sox.
Not many of us, but
Not many of
there's
us.
a few.
There's one.
There's some mixed in, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I just don't see that happening
Okay.
at all.
Where do you think that he'll realistically go, if anywhere?
I think he could stay.
I thought that too.
Yeah, I mean-
I honestly, why would he leave?
Yeah. Plus, he's not a big personality at all, really.
Uh-huh.
Like he's a quiet dude. There are a lot of athletes, like if you saw on the street, you would know right away who they were.
Mm-hmm.
Trout's one of those guys that like doesn't really stand out. Obviously, like he's been an MVP. He's finished in like top 3 in the MVP polls like in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
But like he's one of those guys that just like flies under the radar.
Right.
He's not like Bryce Harper, who's very demonstrative. You know.
Yeah. True.
So like
True.
I think he would like prefer staying in a smaller market. You
Yeah.
know, opposed to like some of the other guys.
Might as well get your stat line up and might as well
Yeah,
be dominant.
And they haven't been great as a team, but like
Mm-hmm.
he'll thrive there.
So, yeah, no. So White Sox, yeah, I don't see that.
Bryce Harper, Chicago.
Yeah,
I could see him.
I see him in the
In a
Cubs.
Cubs uniform,
I
yeah.
honestly could see him in a Cubs uniform.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I could.
He
definitely see
fits kind of their general thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he really, yeah, I could see it.
That. He could.
Do they have the
put
room?
them over
Though?
the hump.
Huh?
Do they have the room?
That's the thing.
That is the thing. He's a lot of money.
He's gonna.
Yeah, I know.
He has a
He'll-
lot of money.
That's the thing. Why the Yankees are the biggest pull right now, right?
Right,
Because
right.
They
they're
have
just
so much
yeah.
money.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't they have the most, or is
Yeah.
it the Red Sox?
the Yankees.
Yankees,
They're,
okay.
They have the biggest payroll.
That's
Uh,
so
by
crazy.
and it goes Yankees, Dodgers, then the Red Sox.
Oh, okay.
So the Yankees,
Jeez.
it doesn't matter like how much a guy wants, they'll pay him.
Yeah.
If-
No, it's
yeah.
crazy.
Harper's gonna get like an 8-year deal too.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a massive, like
That's crazy.
probably record-breaking deal.
Oh, probably.
Are you a Cubs or a White Sox fan?
Cubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you would like to see that.
I love to see
Yeah.
that. I mean, I'm not a big baseball guy,
Okay.
but if I'm gonna pick one baseball team, Chicago, gotta go Cubs.
Gotta go
Yeah, you
Cubs.
gotta-
Yeah,
It was a
I
White
don't
White
Sox.
Sox.
White Sox.
Yeah,
White
who
Sox.
to the White Sox?
Yeah, who the heck writes? Yeah.
They haven't been relevant since what? 2005.
2005. Yeah. It's been a long time.
It's been a really long
Long
time.
road ahead too.
Yeah. Yeah, Cubs are pretty solid.
Yeah.
They weren't bad this year. I
Yeah,
mean,
they weren't bad.
I mean, they're kind of just there.
They
Yeah.
lost to the Rockies in the wild card
Yeah.
game, but
Yeah.
Last thing that surprised me about baseball is that they won in 2016, and I was
Yeah.
asking Eric about this, but like with the Red Sox, can they win next year? Like now, if they just establish their same roster, can they just be dominant for the next few years? Because in the MLB, it seems like it always just alternates who
Right.
wins each year.
yeah. So like, I would say baseball might be the hardest sport to go back to back.
Yeah.
To win back to back championships, but like, it's actually insane. Going off of what you said, the San Francisco Giants, they were like the even team winners or even year winners. So they won in 2010, 2012, and 2014, and then in the years in between those years when they won, they were last place. So they went
Wow.
from like
Yeah.
winners to last, winners to worst. Like it's unbelievable how fast it can change. But I think the Red
gosh.
Sox will still be in the conversation.
Oh yeah, I
Because,
can
like,
see that.
They're gonna get all their guys back. Maybe like a couple of the role players will walk just
Yeah.
because they're gonna get paid somewhere else.
Yeah.
But their core's coming back, and obviously
Yeah.
reigning MVP, reigning World Series champs.
Honestly.
It
Now, not
can
to
happen.
not to like be biased towards the Indians, but like the Indians are a pretty solid team.
Yeah, for
And all their whole core says we want to stay and live out our careers in Cleveland.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Kluber.
That's all you can want.
That's all.
That's
That's
all you
also
can
all
want,
you
yeah.
all you want. Basically, it's basically the like you have Ramirez, Kluber, all of them are saying we want to live out our careers. So I'm like, that's awesome to hear.
Right.
We need hitters. Brantley, free agent this year.
Is it Encarnacion too?
Encarnacion, but I think he wants to stay.
Yeah.
I think he was one of the ones that said I want to stay.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I don't know if that helps his money situation, because then immediately.
That's true.
Right, you can't really barter. Santana, when we got to the World Series, we had Santana, who was an amazing hitter. So for us at least, we need to focus on like hitting ability.
Yeah.
While the Red Sox focused on speed and base getting base runs ability, right? And that's what won them the game.
That's true. And I heard you were talking about, I think on maybe last show or the one before that, our Achilles heel going into the playoffs, like everyone was just worried about the bullpen.
Exactly.
And I kind of wrote about that in the blog, but like the bullpen proved to be like their most reliable aspect.
Yeah.
So it's insane. Like,
that was crazy.
Which is unbelievable.
Price turned it around.
Yeah, Price turned it around.
And it's like
there were a lot of question marks going into the playoffs.
So crazy. Yeah, you guys really did well.
Yeah, and then
nuts.
What Cora did in his first year as manager, he would put a starting pitcher in like must-win game. He would do is worry about like the game in front of him,
right?
The game they were playing,
right?
So he would say, all right, we're gonna do whatever it takes to win this game. So he would put, even if the starting pitcher was scheduled to go the next day, he would put the starter in as like the 8th inning guy,
right?
To make sure that they didn't like let up any runs. So like that kind of
smart.
That was one aspect of managing that I'd never seen before, and it paid off like perfectly.
Huge.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They've been wrestling with the bullpens though. In this like late kind of MLB like view. In the last few years, they've been it's been a battle of the bullpens.
Yeah.
Right. You have solid hitters, but really, it's how do you structure and stratify your bullpens effectively?
And
that's
matchups.
What wins. Right.
Yeah. Baseball is all about numbers now.
Yeah.
Like,
it is
all about numbers.
It really is.
Yeah.
You see the shifts too in the defenses.
True.
All right. So.
Real quick break, and we actually have a surprise guest.
That's right. We're gonna do some BC sports, wrap it up.
Yep.
And then
surprise guest.
Yeah.
Keep it locked and rocking as always. It's a quick musical interlude right there. Guilty Love by the Vans. I love the Vans. They're kind of a minor band from Australia. Haven't done much.
Talking about Vans.
Speaking of Vans, we have our chief head correspondent, Austin Thomas, in the studio. What's up, Austin?
Hello, everybody.
Woo!
Hello, how's it going, guys? It's good to be here. Good to be back.
Good to be back.
Yeah, good to be back. Anything new?
Still wearing Vans. That's the same. Not much.
Wow.
Just kind of the same old, But
awesome.
It's been too long since I've been on the podcast.
Really?
Sure.
I think, what was
it's
it, second episode?
It was second episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
That feels like forever ago.
So that was, what, 4 weeks ago? A month ago?
Yeah, just about a month, basically, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome. Good week?
Yeah, good week. Yeah.
Get ready to go back home next week?
Yeah, very excited. See some sunshine for the first time in
nice.
a while.
Yeah.
Some warm weather.
It's so cool.
Yeah, can't wait.
A lot of beach time?
We'll see. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Might come back looking like a lobster.
Yeah.
So
people around Boston will start chasing him around because he looks like a lobster.
Geez. Oh, yeah.
Start tugging on his arm like, give me that meat. Oh, my gosh. Honestly. Jeez. Anyways, so now we're talking about BC sports now. So we went to the hockey game last night against UNH. They tied 2-2. Went to overtime. What are your thoughts?
2-0, right?
Yeah, they're down 2-0.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, what did we go? We went second period, beginning of second period.
We went for 5 minutes in the
Right, because some of us has business law paper to do.
It's a busy time. It's a busy time.
Busy time.
We got those points, though. We got those points on the gold pass. Which is that's what matters.
It is.
It's true.
So yeah, I mean, BC's hockey's like meh. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They have a lot of young guys. I think, they're going to be competitive this year, but I just don't see how they're going to, like, you saw what happened when St. Cloud State came in.
Yeah.
What was that, 6-0, 7-0?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was brutal.
They have some talent, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. I think part of the problem is, like we look at our football games, packed. We look at basketball games, packed. Hockey games, empty.
Yeah.
Besides the BU game, which is obviously the most hyped game.
Yeah, that's true.
But they don't fill the stadium. Literally, what was there? Probably 100 people there, and like 50. I mean, it was really. I mean, it is it's not great. I mean, the spirit should be there, and I think if we have that spirit, maybe it'll carry us through.
Yeah,
but we're playing teams that are like minor teams, right? I mean, I think UNH is pretty solid of a team.
Yeah.
But pretty minor.
That makes a difference though. When you don't see anyone in the stands, it's like.
It's like, what are we doing this
where's
for?
Where's our energy?
Right, it feels like a practice instead of an actual game, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Mattia, still very, Julius Mattia, very dominant.
Same with that guy, Oliver Wallstrom, who's like he's a freshman this year, got drafted 11th overall.
That's the kid
but you were telling
me
about. You were telling me that he only went to BC because he was upset at his draft style.
Yeah, so he was supposed to be a top 3 pick, and then I think he slid to like 7 or 8.
11.
11.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
Jeez.
He slid a lot further than I thought. But the only reason why he went to BC was because he wanted to prove to people why he should have been the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
And so he's just like kind of
Fired
pissed
up.
off. Yeah.
He was pretty dominant. When we watched him for 5 minutes, he was just, making moves.
He's
Definitely his
still-
transition game's strong.
Well, he has
Yeah.
the most goals for the roster this year that they put on the big screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was on the heat
Refresh.
meter.
He's leading scorer for this team.
Yeah.
And he's
30
a defenseman,
shots.
too.
30 shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
elite. Yeah.
Probably one of the best players we've gotten in like several years.
Wow.
For sure.
Jeez. We had that guy last year from Finland. We always have Finnish people.
Yeah.
What was his name? Lairstrom? Airstrom?
Yeah, I think
It was
so.
something like that. He was very solid. Very good, solid player.
And then Hutsko's good too.
Hutsko's really good.
Got
Yeah.
drafted by the Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What about the
that's-
brothers? Is that the...
Mattia?
Mattia,
yeah.
yeah.
Julius Mattia is the dominant one. He's the one that always makes shots.
Yeah.
And then
Alpha
Jesper.
brother.
He was
the
the alpha
alpha.
brother.
Hopefully they're not listeners to the show.
Yeah. Oh man. No, but no, he's always pretty dominant. And then
Jesper.
Jesper. Yeah. So I think Cotton got the second goal last night. David Cotton.
Yep.
Second goal. So I mean, not bad. It's kind of the same names as what we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just the dominant players of the team.
Right.
So
Hopefully they kind of go on a run. But
yeah,
it's a long season.
it is a long season. So
BC basketball.
BC
I don't
basketball.
want to talk about BC basketball.
I'm about to go on a rage. I mean, what is going on with this organization?
Like honestly, we played a team, the IUPUI,
Indiana
UPUIP.
University in Purdue or something like that. That's what it's
Wow.
called.
Oh, you know what? I think it's the university right across the street from Purdue. Like actually, like right across the street from Purdue.
Really?
Yeah. There's a girl I met a while back who said, "Yeah, I live right across the street from Purdue, and IUPUI." And then she said it's like going to Purdue but across the street.
Wow.
Yeah.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Indianapolis.
I did not.
Wow.
know.
It's
That's
like saying I
insane.
go to like Michigan State, Ann Arbor,
Harvard.
Colorado Boulder.
Honestly, that's a name and a half.
I've never. I saw their like name and then the jerseys and I was like, who is this team we're playing?
Playing like some high school team, but then they
well,
kicked our asses.
Didn't look like it on the court.
No, it
yeah.
did not. What's going on?
Yeah,
going on? Yeah.
They look awful. So I was at the 2 games before that too. One was against Milwaukee. One was against who was it? St. Francis, Brooklyn,
Brooklyn, yeah.
and they easily could have lost those first 2 games also. So like these games are sort of scheduled to be like layup games that are just like early.
Gimmies.
Yeah.
Yeah, like gimmies. Like you see what you got, and then I mean the good teams, what they do is they'll blow out these teams.
Yeah.
But like, it's actually insane. IUPUI hadn't beaten a Power 5 team in basketball in the last 18 years, and they beat us in Chestnut Hill by 3 the other night. So I'm like, I'm pretty concerned about the season.
Exactly. And then last night they lost to Richmond.
Yeah.
Richmond.
Richmond.
Yeah, not Richmond.
Richmond?
Richmond?
IUPUI. Wow.
Richmond
Yeah.
Spiders?
Richmond Spiders.
Yeah.
That's a good school, Richmond.
KT.
Yeah.
Remember?
Oh yeah, and Griffin Trowell from
Yeah, oh.
yeah.
And then
Jeez.
their next game is San Francis.
It-
BK, didn't you say that?
That's who BC
Beat
barely, but like
barely beat.
Didn't you say that Wajdi Woolsock Ahmed said that?
I think his dad went to St. Francis.
But didn't you say
He
that
did,
yeah.
their team is pretty good or something like that?
Well,
they were really good.
Weren't the point guards like 5'8", but like insanely
They were
crazy?
They were unbelievable.
So like that gives me hope. I mean,
It was they easily could have won that game. I mean, that's one that like inexperience comes into play, but I think BC should easily be 1 and 2 right now, which is not a good sign
Oh yeah.
going into conference play in about
Yeah.
a month or so.
Milwaukee, St. Francis, Brooklyn, IUPUI, Wyoming,
It gets
Minnesota.
tougher. Yeah,
it gets so
tougher.
much tougher. Minnesota.
Providence.
When you're in the
Providence.
ACC in basketball, I mean that's tough.
Yeah, I mean it's such a
Virginia,
good conference.
North Carolina, Notre Dame, Duke.
Virginia's ranked 4th now. VT's 16th.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, Duke.
Clemson's ranked Syracuse.
I think we could beat Duke.
You're smiling over there.
That's a hot take.
That's a
Very hot take.
nuclear take there. No, yeah, they're so crazy.
The
this
problem with playing in a conference like the ACC is that like you have to take care of your non-conference play. Otherwise, like when come conference play, like it's just like you're just gonna get throttled. You know,
Yeah, right.
like if you're not taking care of the easy games, like not easy games because obviously they showed they can compete. But like if you're not taking care of the games that should have been the gimmies, come ACC time, like you're just gonna get exposed.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm like, it was really concerning the first game how they got off to a slow start, but then it's like a common trend. They got off to a slow start in the second and third games. It's like, all right, what's going on here? You
Right.
know, like they're
Yeah.
not ready to play.
Right.
So,
And what is the issue? Is it really just like horrible defense?
Lack of stardom.
well, like Robinson left.
Yeah.
There goes 25
Bowman
points.
though.
But how's he playing?
Yeah, Bowman's playing well. But it's like I just don't see enough depth on the team. So like
Yeah.
they're playing 6 guys every game.
Wow.
And those guys are playing like 45 minutes. And then when you get to the bench, there's no one you can really trust, you know?
Yeah.
Like you go 5 deep and then you throw in one big man off the bench. And then obviously Robinson leaving to the draft leaves a huge hole.
Yeah.
Because that's 25 points tonight.
Yeah.
And then I think most of the issue is defense. Because like they're letting these like non-Power 5 conference teams just shred them up.
Yeah.
Like easily.
76-69 was the final score of the IUPU.
Yeah, and they looked horrible defensively.
Yeah.
And then I think that in large part that also goes to coaching, you know?
Yeah.
Preparation.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I would say there's a short leash for Coach Christian.
Okay.
As the head coach for the Eagles. But we'll see.
I think it's tough too because it's a one and done league.
Mhm.
Like kids come into the NCAA and they play for a year, then they go.
Yeah.
So it's tough to really build.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true. Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of how these teams even got started. Like with Duke, like they just
Freshmen.
draw top prospects.
Top prospects.
Yep.
They win, and then they're all, they leave after a year, but then they pull in the next top prospects in the next class. So.
Right.
So BC doesn't have like that influx of constant talent.
No.
So like with this program, it's like you kind of have to build it from the ground up.
Yeah.
So like which they have done, which is very impressive. Like
Okay.
they've improved constantly over the last 5 years. NIT tournament last year, hopefully make the next step, go to the NCAAs this year. But like
Wow.
I don't know. The way they've looked so far, it's not encouraging.
I mean, look at Duke. I mean, you're saying those 3 freshmen are going into the league next year
It's
without
unbelievable.
a doubt.
They could play right now.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Zion is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
RJ Barrett's unreal.
Yeah. I mean, who was it? Jesus. What's his name? First take guy.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, he was like, Zion is
Yeah.
equal to LeBron.
I saw that.
And I was like, wow. I mean, that's okay. He's obviously known for not being a LeBron guy, but like you watch Zion play. It's
Yeah,
like
insane.
actually
Well, because
crazy.
he brings the excitement like LeBron.
Yeah, he
the
does.
dunking, the
Right.
flashy
Did
plays.
you see how high he jumped in that one play?
Unreal.
It's unbelievable.
It was literally like easily 6 feet. He jumped. He was in the air. I mean,
and he's
it was-
280 pounds.
Yeah.
Would you? Yeah.
Like he's
And he actually can
280
throw a
pounds.
football. I don't know if you saw the famous video of him like throwing
I
launching a
did.
football.
Oh.
He literally launched the football 100 yards, and it looked like me throwing a football. It's just gorgeous.
His
absolutely.
athleticism, that's just like a pure gift.
Oh, it is.
It's like I
Yeah.
was watching a Duke basketball documentary the other day, and they were all doing like the combine drills, so they were testing
Yeah.
everyone's vertical. I don't know if I told you guys about it, but for Zion's vertical, when they tested his, he cleared the entire like system.
What?
Which is
What?
like it's like 11 feet tall, by the way. It goes over the backboard. So what they did for him to see like how high he could actually jump was they put like 45-pound plates under the thing so he could lift it up higher.
Oh my god.
Because the machine itself couldn't test like his true athleticism.
Yeah.
which
no,
is-
that's nuts.
It's unbelievable. We've
Yeah.
never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the hype is there.
Yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
holy cow. That's crazy.
Do you guys know Mac McClung?
I do know
From
Matt
Georgia?
McClung.
He was so sick in high school.
You a
He's not
big
playing
fan?
that well. I'm a big fan. He's not that good right now at Georgetown, but he's just kind of getting into it. So
Yeah. I saw a couple
he brings
highlights.
a lot of energy.
He
Yeah.
does. He does. His dunks are insane too.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
So
We'll see what happens.
all right. Well, I think that will conclude the sports edition of the podcast. We thank you for joining. We have some big news, actually.
We do have big news. So we've been talking to our
Head correspondent.
head correspondent,
Awesome.
a lot of our head analysts, and also some manufacturers.
Yeah.
And our First Stop merch is launching today.
Yep.
We'll be making an Instagram post with a link where you can buy your merch. It's hype. I mean,
It's pretty sick.
we need to come up with a following name for our followers. Maybe like First Stop Nation, First Stop
Nation.
Stand Up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But we have long sleeve shirts.
We're coming up. Yeah, we're gonna maybe shoes. I don't.
Shoes is kind of that's ambitious.
Vans? I don't know.
Collaboration with Vans.
That'd be pretty awesome.
That'd be kind of cool.
Okay.
I'm definitely down for like stickers.
Stickers.
Let's go small and then we'll go to shoes maybe.
Yeah.
But check out our Instagram for all the latest updates. We're also on iTunes.
Yes. So at the end of the day today, we'll be on Apple Podcasts, and that means that you can subscribe to our podcast and download all of our new shows. So you don't need to follow SoundCloud anymore, where it's only the first 2. Now you can follow us on Apple Podcast, get all the episodes for free, and watch to your enjoyment.
Is it called First Stop?
It'll be called First Stop, and we'll make an Instagram post
Right.
with the link as well.
Look for the coffee cup with WZBC, and
That's
that
right.
you know it's us.
And the merch is long sleeve, and it's kind of like the host edition, the
Yeah.
original throwback
Right.
logo, because we're coming up with a new logo.
Right. Now, if you are interested, as always, email us at firststopofficial@gmail.com. That is firststopofficial@gmail.com. We have an Instagram, First Stop Official. No Facebook page. We have, what else do we have? SoundCloud, iTunes podcast. Website,
We got
First
some nice
Stop
articles
Official.
coming up.
Yeah, great
I'm
articles.
posting an article later today.
Yep. Sam has great insights on sports, obviously. Jacob,
I'll do everything.
everything. I
I'm
do.
an everything bagel.
I do. You're an everything bagel.
Swiss
I'm-
Army knife over there.
Swiss Army knife.
Oh, yeah.
We have some great pop culture reviews by our Minogia analyst, and then Wajdi Ahmed should be doing something maybe. And then
If you're listening, get on to that.
yeah, if you're listening, Wajdi. And then obviously I do politics, so definitely check those out. It's been fun.
It has. It's been a great ride, and we, enjoy keeping it up. So
Yep, love keeping it up. All right,
we will see
see you at the next stop.